So you're researching solar and you've spoken with multiple installers. Some are going to say you just need solar panels. Others are going to say that you need to have a battery. But what's the real way to know if you are going to get the best bang for your buck with your system? Hey everyone, my name is Sweety here at Icon Power, and I've been in the solar industry since 2015. And today on WattLab, we're going to discuss when and why a battery might make more sense than you think. Historically, the conversation about solar has been 100% centered around the solar panels themselves and how much money you can save on your electric bill.
The cost? No money down. The savings? They start from day one.
And while those things are still very important, they aren't the only factors to consider anymore. The misnomer is that batteries and energy storage are just for the preppers and those people who want to go off the grid, but in today's market, that's really not the case. More and more homeowners are opting for battery systems to really complement their solar panels and to help reduce their utility costs and increase their overall user experience with the system. The biggest driver behind this rise in battery storage is grid reliance. Now, you might be thinking, hey, we never get power outages. Yet. And I'm not trying to fearmonger, but it's really not a big secret that we're trending towards an energy crisis. An obvious reason? Our infrastructure is old. I mean, most of the grid was built decades ago, and it's proving to be a critical point of failure.
400,000 volt load of electric power to supply the national grid.
Extreme weather events like wildfires, winter storms, heat waves, and hurricanes really expose these weak spots, and recent events in Texas, California, and the Southeast show just how quickly people can be put in a tough spot without any notice. With a huge surge of electrification, mainly from EVs and data centers coming online, our power demand is growing exponentially. I mean, for reference, just an average data center requires as much power as tens of thousands of homes. More homeowners are now facing a higher risk of rate increases and blackouts, especially during peak seasons. But what's all of this have to do with batteries? Aren't solar panels enough? No, remember this, a traditional solar installation will not operate during a power outage. You need a battery system. So if you have solar panels alone, when the grid goes down, your system's going to go down as well. Think of a battery system like an insurance policy against potential outages. Homeowners would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But to me, outage protection is really just the cherry on top. Now let's talk about the utilities themselves. They keep changing these rules to the game, and when the rules change, so does our strategy when it comes to system design and sizing.
Arizona, that is going up.
The Arizona Corporation Commission just made a major decision that is going to impact anybody thinking about putting solar panels on their home.
Well, one of the big incentives to put up solar panels like you see over there is the money you can save on your electric bills. But starting next year, the amount of money you can save will be going way down.
At the heart of all this, utilities are steadily decreasing the value of your excess solar energy that you send back to the grid. When you go solar, you typically enter a net metering or net billing agreement where you buy and sell energy with the utility. In the past, many offered a one-to-one credit. You send them a kilowatt hour during the day, and they credit you with a full kilowatt hour later. And this made solar very flexible. You could export excess power and then pull it back from the utility later without losing any value. But that's all changing. Full value net metering plans have pretty much been eliminated in mature solar markets like Arizona, Texas, and Nevada. They've been replaced with a wholesale buyback rate where excess solar energy sold back to the utility gets a credit worth just a fraction of its retail value. Utilities now treat homeowners like small power suppliers, and since there's already a surplus of power during these solar hours, your exported energy just isn't worth as much to them as it used to be. That's where batteries come into play. Store your own excess power and then use it when it matters most while retaining that full value. On the same topic, while utilities are reducing payouts on excess solar, this rise in virtual power plants, or VPPs, is changing the game. These programs allow your home battery system to participate with the grid, essentially acting like a small power plant. And in return, you get paid a premium for sharing your stored energy when the grid needs it most. Here's how it works. During high-demand events like summer evenings or heat waves, utilities tap into hundreds or even thousands of home batteries simultaneously to help stabilize the grid. Instead of firing up these expensive and dirty peaker power plants, they pull clean energy from your home battery system. In states like Arizona, California, Texas, Vermont, and Massachusetts, homeowners are already earning hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year, allowing for a portion of their battery to support the grid during these events. This adds powerful value. It increases your savings, it shortens that payback period, it unlocks benefits that solar alone just simply can't provide. Another shift from utility providers: time of use rates. Utilities across the country are moving away from flat rate billing toward time of use pricing, where essentially your electricity costs change depending on the time of day. During the daytime, when solar generation is high and demand is low, energy rates are pretty cheap. But in that late afternoon and early evening, when solar ramps down and then the demand spikes, rates can skyrocket. For example, APS, a large utility in Arizona, offers energy at just 3.5 cents per kilowatt hour from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the winter. But from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on that same rate plan, energy costs nearly 10 times more. Why? Supply and demand. Utilities control your habits with their price structure to either encourage or discourage energy use at certain times. Why would anyone pre-cool their house, run their pool pump, or even charge their EV at 35 cents a kilowatt hour when they could do it for just 3.5 cents? That's where batteries come into play. Generate your solar energy, store it, and then use it later when the rates are at their highest. Solar on its own is inflexible when it comes to timing, but when it's paired with batteries, your system becomes extremely adaptable, adjusting to these changing rates in real time, and it's helping you get the most value from your energy every single day. Now, we haven't even talked about the battery systems themselves, and that brings us to point number 3. For batteries to keep gaining traction, they need to be better, more affordable, and easier to install, and we're seeing major strides in all 3 areas. The biggest driver here is the shift towards all-in-one ecosystems. It's no longer just about the battery, it's the hardware, installation method, and software all working together. This change accomplishes 3 things. 1, it creates a better product. 2, it simplifies the installation. And 3, it reduces overall project costs. Here's an example. Homeowners, they already need an inverter when you're going solar. That's a cost that's baked into a solar installation. But now, that same inverter can serve 2 purposes, powering both the solar and the battery system. We're seeing a boom in this all-in-one DC-coupled system, and it's led by Tesla's Powerwall 3, but also followed by Franklin's new A-Power S battery system. This movement towards integration is streamlining everything. Tesla's Powerwall 3, when it's paired with their backup switch, really sets the tone. It's a big reason that they now hold over 50% of the residential battery market. But why does any of this matter for homeowners? Devices like Tesla's backup switch, it allows for whole home backup using your home's existing electrical infrastructure. This reduces the time, parts, and labor needed to install a backup battery solution. We're talking fewer boxes, subpanels, and breakers, overall just a smaller footprint. While battery hardware will naturally improve, it's this simplification that's made the biggest difference for homeowners and installers. Beyond hardware, today's battery systems come packed with smarter software, real-time monitoring, and flexible system control. Much like electric vehicles, batteries are software-based, which means the experience gets better over time with a simple app or firmware update. Ultimately, batteries unlock more potential and long-term value of your solar investment. And keep in mind, all this information can vary based on your goals, your home setup, and your utility provider. And if you found any of this information helpful, please drop us a like. We really appreciate it, as it helps share this video with more homeowners who are researching solar just like you. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all next time here on WattLab.